For 4 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, when I talk to students and families, it's clear that today's economy doesn't hold the same promise for young adults as it once did. Our sons and daughters, many with student loan debt, are moving back home after college only to find Washington's tax and spend policies have made it even harder to find a job. In fact, according to a recent Associated Press report, at least half of recent graduates are unemployed or underemployed. That's unacceptable. Under current law, the outlook for some of these young adults only gets worse, as interest rates on subsidized Stafford student loans are set to spike from 3.4% to 6.8% on July 1st of this year. That's why I've introduced H.R. 4628, the Interest Rate Reduction Act, a bill that would avert this interest rate increase, because the last thing we should do is to allow loan rates to double and make it that much harder to afford a high-quality education. Unfortunately, that's exactly what will happen if we don't set aside the rhetoric and work in a bipartisan way to pay for this critical instant rate fix. Under my legislation, the $6 billion cost of the interest rate fix is offset in the same way as bipartisan legislation signed into law by the President earlier this year. Just 3 months ago, members on both sides of the aisle came together and the President signed a bill that extended unemployment benefits and the payroll tax cut. The legislation I offer today would use as an offset the exact same source that we all agreed to use just 3 months ago. The bill would eliminate the remaining $12 billion from the so-called Prevention and Public Health Fund, which in truth is nothing more than an open-ended fund that has no clear oversight or purpose. At best, this fund serves only to circumvent Congress's annual appropriations responsibilities by granting in perpetuity the Secretary of Health and Human Services unabridged discretion to direct billions of taxpayer dollars under the loose label of prevention programs. I should note that the President himself acknowledged that the Prevention Fund is bloated when he requested a $4 billion cut to the program in his FY13 budget. By reclaiming a portion of the administration's misguided health care law through the elimination of this blank check program, the legislation would extend lower rates for college loans, granting relief to our young people without raising taxes on their potential employers. It's a common-sense plan that deserves bipartisan support. I ask my colleagues to step forward today and show the American people that we can solve this problem immediately without the drama of a last-minute on-deadline fix. It is my hope that our colleagues in the Senate as well will work with us to send it to the President immediately. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting the Interest Rate Reduction Act, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlelady reserves.